Appreciate it. Yes! Yeah!
Injector coming up on the tire side.
Woo! All right, guys, we made it to the track. We're gonna see what this thing will run with the new intercooled setup. Now, what I want to show you is we had a little bit of a setback. The line that I was trying to use when I put the meth tank in the rear all the way up front was a stainless nitrous line. I don't know if that line was bad or you cannot use nitrous lines with meth, but it leaked everywhere here. Since I didn't have enough of this red line, I went ahead and had to move everything back up front. I used a heat mat here, a different fitting, and routed this red line over here. Since it's right over the compressor, I did go ahead and heat tape it, even though this is a high temperature line. But that is currently working. And then we did drive it here, and just to show you how well the coolant or the intercooler setup works, I will show you. I drove about 15 miles and my hand is in the water. It is not hot. In fact, it's probably about ambient temperature. So the setup is working really good. So this paired with the meth, I'm hoping we will have a very, very, very successful outing as long as everything else cooperates. Let's talk about this. So I'm car 94, left lane, 13.2 at 105. That is our new personal best. That's 2/10 quicker. Oh man, thought my door was gonna hit that car. All right, 13.2 at 105, new personal best. 2.2 to the 60, like absolutely atrocious. That's still four-wheel drive, but I can't launch it because the speedo won't work. If the speedo doesn't work, it won't shift in the third. So unfortunately, I have it to where I have to lift between shifts, and still I got to compare this to the other one, but that's new personal best. We're only 2/10 away from getting into the 12s. I kind of want to try it in rear wheel drive and see if I can leave slowly off the line, and maybe it won't spin. You know, lower the tire pressure and see what happens, because I think if I could put all the power down to the rear wheels and get it to hook, it'll actually probably run a 12. That pass was actually a little bit worse. Went back to our previous personal best, which is 13.4. Still a terrible 60 foot. It was really no faster to the 8th. Yeah, I don't know. I think these gears are just not doing it any favors. I mean, if we could get this 2.2 down to like a 1.6, that's 6/10 off, right? That's a 12.8 right off the bat. I mean, really, it'd be 6/10 off of this, which would really be like a 12.6, mid 12 second pass. And the whole third gear shifting issue I'm having. So we look at the data log here. This is first gear. I did put a little bit of ice in the tank, so mass air temperature 69 degrees, even though the air temperature, well, it says intake air temperature is 54. That's because it's also in the pipe. So 54 degrees, 69 degrees with half a bag of ice. Second gear, top of second gear, 72 degrees, 55 degree intake temp. And then I had to lift to get it to shift into third. And when I do that, it just loses boost. You got to stay in it to keep up power. But it did run 23.6. So if you do the math, 14.7, that is about 9 pounds of boost exactly. All right, we're gonna make one more pass. I did take out the passenger side headlight to get more air to the turbo. So you can kind of see it up there. I'm gonna do a burnout and 2-wheel drive, and then I'm gonna switch it to 4-wheel drive and do what I did before and just launch the crap out of it. At this point, I don't care. So I'm gonna see if I can get a really good launch as best I can, and then just hope for the... Well, you guys won't believe this, but I'm about to race a Model Y, which sucks because I'm probably going to get wrecked. There it is. Pretty good. I tried to launch it as hard as I could off the line. We'll see. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yes! Yeah!
Injector coming up on the tire side.
Woo! We freaking did it. 12.7, car number 94, me, 12.7 at 106. Now I did lift at the big end a little bit, but that was a really good launch. That was a 1960 foot, 12.7s on the factory 342 rear end gear. Heck yeah, you were looking at the fastest Atlas powered Trailblazer in the world. That is sick. I'm super pumped with that. That is a huge milestone and a really, really great building block to go off of. I am so excited I did not go home when I was feeling defeated, and I was like, you know what, I'll just stay for one more pass. Let's see what it'll do, and it paid off. Yes, I'm super pumped. Guys, I am so happy with how this has come out. Again, that is just the difference between the intercooled setup and the non-intercooled setup. So that, I mean, at the top end of the track, the top end of that pass, it was, wow, 81 degree mass airflow temperature. 81 degrees. That is awesome. I'll show you guys this log here in a second, but man, I'm super pumped. All right, everybody. So I want to kind of show you guys a comparison with the new personal best pass, which was pass number 3. Not this one, sorry. That is this one. Yeah, track pass 3. That was from today. Something I learned, and this is still a theory, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. This mass airflow temperature that I've been talking about recently, I believe this is a calculated value. So the IAT value here, this is a standalone temperature sensor that I pulled out of the mass airflow sensor. There's 2 wires, and I ran it to a standalone mass intake temperature sensor. This is just after the meth injection, right before the throttle body. Now inside the manifold, the only thing that's in the manifold is the mass air pressure sensor, and it's not a mass air pressure sensor with temperature. So that tells me that this value is calculated based on pressure and flow. Probably taking the mass airflow, the mass air pressure, and the current intake temperature and calculating this value. So that being said, this is the value I want to compare to the first outing at the track from that data log that we have. So I have it currently at the big end of the track,
23.5 psi. So if you subtract that 514.7, it's pretty much 9 pounds of boost. And 9 pounds of boost at the beginning of the track, we're seeing 63 degree IATs. Go over to the other pass, right? 23.2 at the beginning of the track. Let me just double check, make sure that's not higher somewhere. 23.4. Yeah, I saw a 23.4 in there. Hold on, let's go back here. There it is. So 23.4, really close, pretty much almost 9 psi. But look at the intake air temperature, 203 degrees. Now, I will be the first to admit that I thought the meth injection with no intercooler was going to be fine. I did not expect it to be this high, and I did not expect the delta to be 140 degrees. 140 degrees. I mean, this is 203 degrees with methanol injection, and this is 63 degrees, right? That's a 140 degree drop just with the air-to-water intercooler setup. Safe to say that that setup is working extremely well. Now, both of these setups had meth injection, so the only difference is the air-to-water intercooler. That being said, I also want to show you, so a lot of people find it hard to believe that I'm launching as hard as I am when I do try to launch it on the stock converter, but I want to show you that I really am launching it. So let's look at the speedometer here and we'll monitor the tachometer, right? This is where I'm coming up on the RPM to launch. You can see this because if you look at intake manifold absolute pressure, you will see this value increase because I'm loading it up 26, 28, 2900 RPM. Right now, we are at 2 pounds of boost, not moving. So, and there it is, 1 mile an hour, roughly right at 3000 RPM, somewhere between 2950 and 3000 RPM. I'm launching it. Let's see, 17.1 minus 14.7. That's 2.5 pounds of boost we left at, which is probably why it cut a 1.9 60 foot and 4 high. I want to point your attention as well to the manifold to the intake air temperature, right? This is where we're starting the pass. Now we've started the pass. First gear, second gear. We've gone up to 63 degrees, 64 degrees. Top of second, going to third, and that's pretty much the end of the pass. Oh, no, right here. Right there's the end of the pass, 105 miles an hour, 63 degrees. We increased 2 degrees of temperature over the entire pass. Now, why is that? Why did it not climb extremely high? Well, it's taking advantage of the air-to-water intercooler. The heat exchanger is working really well. And remember, when we get into boost, it starts spraying meth. So before, it's spraying meth into a really hot charge. Now it's spraying meth into a cooler charge. So it's much easier to maintain that temperature when you're not fighting 100-degree hotter air, right? If you look at the idle, right, idling, it's 64 degrees almost across the board. If you look at the idle of the other one, 142, 142, that means you're already starting over double the temperature is your starting point when you're trying to race. So, 70 to 80 degrees warmer off the bat. It's not doing you any favors. So, experiencing this, I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you plan on doing this build, put an intercooler on it. I know a lot of people told me that, and I was kind of stubborn. I was like, I'm just going to do it this way because I want to get it running. Well, I can tell you firsthand, put an intercooler on it. Because this probably picked us up about 50 horsepower. And that shows because we just went 1277. Now, the mile per hour, I still don't fully believe, but the 1277 doesn't lie. That's as fast as we got from A to B. That's impressive. So going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Appreciate you guys all your support, and thanks for watching.
Well, I hope you guys are really enjoying this build. I'm really phenomenally, like, I'm just super happy with how it's come out so far. I really appreciate all the support. If you guys are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, you really like what you see, please consider subscribing, maybe even picking up a shirt. Atlas shirts will be available the beginning of the new year. Beyond that, we also have the Cobra shirts that really help support the channel. You can go to the link in the description below of the video and go to the store to order a shirt there. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Again, I'm super hyped, and I really appreciate all the support. We're a 12-second SUV. That's awesome.